I'm Wolf from Healing Wolf Coaching. Breath reflects the mind itself. So on a journey of recovery with anxiety or panic attacks or chronic pain, fibromyalgia, insomnia, lots of different conditions are protective sensations from unconscious mind. So unconscious mind is sending you these sensations to take care of you, to give you extra alertness, to make you go hide, to try to guide your behavior like your little puppet. So what happens when we go into sympathetic nervous system activity is that our breathing changes. We get sensations from our breath. Our breathing gets more shallow, gets more rapid. We're preparing to run, to fight, to fly, to handle a predator. So the breath is our way to send a message back to unconscious mind. Not only is it a way for us to read unconscious mind by paying attention to our breath, how am I breathing right now? Like checking it out, like, am I breathing deep and slow? Or am I kind of shallow breathing, shallow rapid breathing? That's going to tell you if you've got high sympathetic nervous system, high fight or flight system situation going on in your nervous system. So we consciously can control our breath, even though we don't need to, we don't have to, in order to survive, because our mind's going to take care of that. But if we want to send a message, a loving message to our unconscious mind, then we focus on our breath. The first step is to focus on being aware of our breath, having a sense of what's happening with our breath. That's the first step, just watching our breath. And you'll see that happen with Buddhist meditation. You're just watching your breath. That's it. You do that for a long time. And what happens when you do that? Mind calms, settles, like the silt in a river. When that silt reaches a lake or the ocean, if it's a calm ocean, then all that silt settles down and becomes a solid floor underneath your experience. So that's the first step, is to watch the breath. Then the next step is to guide the breath, to consciously guide the breath. I often will ask clients to do some relaxing breath, which is 4-7-8 breathing. So we breathe in for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8, I didn't exhale there. Let's do it again. Breathe in for 4 through the nose. Biggest breath you can. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. And the way to calm your nervous system, to regulate your nervous system, as some folks say, is to make the exhale longer than the inhale. That's about it. There's some relationships between carbon dioxide and oxygen. The carbon dioxide builds up. It tells your mind things are good, things are chill, everything's calm. So that's a feedback loop. When you breathe out slowly, you exhale slowly, and you're aware of your breath. And you do that over and over throughout the day. Your baseline gets a little calmer. And when your baseline gets a little calmer, the fear that's often fueling chronic pain or anxiety drops as well. So today's message has been, the mind reflects the breath, and the breath reflects the mind. So we go back and forth. It's a loop. If we want a calmer mind, we have calmer breath. We have slower exhale. If we want to get excited, get some adrenaline, we do rapid breathing, like the Wim Hof breathing, like a breath of fire, as they say. And that stimulates us, gives us this like really a burst of energy. That can also increase sensations at times because our body is flooded with preparation energy, that protective energy. So if you're on a recovery journey, be mindful of your breath and allow your breath to settle your mind. Allow your breath to settle your mind. So throughout the day, be conscious of your breath. Exhale slowly. You could even do the physiological breath, sigh, where you, then another sip, then slow exhale. I used to wake in the night on my journey with these flashes of fear or panic when I was really experiencing high levels of pain, chronic pain. And when those flashes would happen, I would wake up, I would turn to the relaxing breath. I would turn to the physiological sigh. I would turn to the mindfulness of my breath. And that would all settle things down. In fact, when I was on the journey with panic attacks, which just ended, stopped showing up completely once I embraced them, I would actually hold my breath. And holding my breath also sent a calming message to my mind by letting the CO2 build up in my system, sending that calming message. And that was really helpful. So let me know in the comments, and let me know how you're using your mind to guide your conscious mind, to guide your unconscious mind by the tool of breath. So take your breath. It's like a leash for an elephant, right? You're riding this elephant, powerful elephant, unconscious mind. Woo! The elephant wants to run, especially if you've been afraid of this pain or this anxiety for a while. And that leash is very gentle, it's very subtle, and it's the breath. And it's powerful. And so if you can navigate a landscape with an elephant, you're riding this elephant with just a leash of breath, isn't that magic? And the amazing thing that happens over time is it becomes completely automatic. So you no longer need to consciously say, exhale slower. That becomes your baseline state. And just watch from that baseline state how things can calm and settle. It might take a little time, it might not. Depends on how quickly unconscious mind is going to read that breath signal and bring you down into a calmer state of being. If you're normally a present person, you're present in a lot of your life, then it might happen rapidly. You're probably already aware of this. So thanks for watching. Again, if you have a question or a comment, please drop it. Thanks for being a part of my mission to help people out of hell. If you need some one-on-one help, then reach out to me. And I'm over at healingwolfcoaching.com. You can also reach me here. Have a magical day with your breath. Bye-bye.